From the 2013 Australian Open champ Victoria Azarenka to the Serbinator, Novak Djokovic's questionable plays. These are tennis stars who were accused of cheating.
Everything I went through, I still could manage to give my best and really come out there and try to focus on my game and play tennis that I can produce, and that's the thing that I love to do, is to compete.
Back in 2013, Victoria Azarenka was accused of cheating in a match against Sloane Stephens at Melbourne Park. Why? Because she took a 9-minute timeout during the semi-final clash.
Technically, there were 2 medical timeouts together, which is kind of unheard of.
So wait, it was a 20-minute?
No, it was a 6-minute and then another 4-minute that was tacked on because apparently she had a stitch in her rib. She couldn't breathe.
Because of a rib injury that flared up. Needless to say, the move didn't go over well with fans and spectators, and Victoria's been ridiculed ever since. The prevailing belief was that she was faking it, and as a result, essentially cheating. Can you imagine dealing with accusations of cheating for a whole decade for something that was out of your control? That's gotta be rough. Victoria revealed it was one of the worst things she'd ever gone through in her professional career. Apparently, she repeatedly explained herself until 10:30 p.m. that night because people refused to believe her. But hey, as the old adage goes, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And Victoria's experience at the 2013 Australian Open definitely made her stronger. Despite the controversy, Victoria won the women's singles category at the event and was crowned champion. Since then, the former world's #1 struggled to achieve the same consistency she had earlier in her career, and recently revealed she's been battling anxiety issues.
Accepting the anxiety that I have, accepting the fear that I have, and kind of working through it.
Regardless of her struggles, Victoria recently came to the rescue of tennis star Novak Djokovic. Novak annihilated Alex de Minaur at the 2023 Australian Open.
Kept my focus all the way through and just, played the best match of this year so far.
And gone down the line a lot more with his forehand. He's still going down the line.
By serving him non-stop straight sets. But here's the part that confused the tennis world, and commentator Todd Woodbridge in particular. Novak was suffering from a severe left hamstring injury, and Woodbridge didn't think it was physically possible for the Serbian player to play so well, and he suggested that the 9-time Australian Open champion was faking the injury as a tactical ploy. Not surprisingly, Djokovic didn't take kindly to the accusation and was understandably pissed that his injuries were being questioned. No professional athlete wants to be viewed as a faker when it comes to injuries. Obviously, that's not a good look. In a press conference, Novak argued he was being treated differently than other players with medical injuries who weren't subjected to cheating accusations. Victoria Azarenka felt the whole situation was unfair. She empathized with Novak and defended him. After all, if anyone understands what it feels like to be ridiculed for using medical timeouts, it's her. She shared that assumptions and judgments made by others are just shit because nobody knows the real story. Of course, Novak and Victoria are far from the only tennis stars to be accused of cheating, and they won't be the last. Our next tennis star who was accused of cheating has a bit of an anger issue. I'm talking about Serena Williams.
Obviously, as the tournament progresses, the matches are going to get tougher, so I'm, really glad to manage to win the way I did tonight and to feel really great in terms of mobility.
Now don't get me wrong, I love Serena, but her frequent blow-ups at the 2018 US Open final weren't a good look for the legendary tennis star. Chair umpire Carlos Ramos accused Williams of receiving coaching from the box, a serious accusation. Serena was furious, couldn't believe what was happening, and insisted that she wasn't cheating, saying that she doesn't cheat to win, and would rather lose than cheat her way to victory. But Carlos wasn't buying it, and issued Serena a code violation. This bumped the tennis star's anger level from an 8 to a 10, and she smashed her racket, receiving another code violation in the process. Clearly, it wasn't Serena's day, and things only got worse. While demanding an apology, Williams told Ramos, "You stole a point from me," called him a thief, and was issued a third code violation for verbal abuse. Serena wasn't looking too good, and Naomi Osaka was one step closer to bagging her first Grand Slam win. As I said, it wasn't Serena's day. Later, Williams spoke with Women's Tennis Association supervisor Donna Kelso and said it wasn't right that she was penalized for coaching because men get away with it a lot worse. In Serena's defense, she's got a point there. Since we're on the topic of receiving coaching during matches, Stefanos Tsitsipas was dragged into court for something very similar.
Playing such aggressive and daring tennis, coming to the net, closing in. I feel like there were a few points that I kind of either went for too much or wasn't careful enough.
The world number 3 faced cheating allegations from Alexander Zverev, stemming from their Cincinnati Masters semifinal clash in 2021. After losing the first set, Stefanos grabbed his bag and took an 8-minute bathroom break. Zverev was so mad that smoke was coming out of his ears when he accused Stefanos of cheating. Rumor has it, Stefanos left the court with his phone to text his father, who's also his coach. Obviously, leaving the court with your phone to text someone is strictly forbidden on the tour, and if the rumor's true, then Stefanos was guilty of cheating. But the Greek tennis star wasn't having any of it. He refused to admit any wrongdoing and claimed he never cheated in his entire career. When asked if he was texting his father during the 8-minute break, Stefanos said, "It's absolutely ridiculous to be thinking about that. What do you think? Did he really talk to his father, aka his coach?" Speaking of athletes who've been accused of cheating to gain a competitive edge, enter John Millman. Back in 2020, at the Australian Open, John was in a tight spot. During his match against Roger Federer, things weren't looking good for John, and he eventually got rogered, losing in a super tiebreaker. But wait, because here's where things get interesting. Bianca Andreescu's current coach, Sven Groeneveld, isn't a fan of John's and suggested the athlete was ball tampering after he wiped the ball on his sweaty clothes. And Sven didn't find it amusing. He took to Twitter and bashed Millman for using the oldest trick in the book of speeding up the first serve by rolling the ball on his wet shirt before serving. If you thought that cheating accusation was crazy, wait until you get a load of this. Novak Djokovic is back at it again, and it's got something to do with his 2021 match with de Minaur. Who would have seen that coming? And get this, it doesn't have anything to do with Novak's hamstring issue. There's a whole other cheating accusation that I'm talking about here. Yup, that's right. One match and Novak's got 2 cheating accusations on him. Damn. And this one started all thanks to a TikTok video. In the viral video, Novak appeared to receive advice from his coach's box during the match. And that's not even the craziest part though. Novak received the advice via a note attached to a water bottle. I mean, how does something like this even happen? So a member of his entourage who's sitting next to coach Goran Ivanisevic put a note on the bottle and then handed it to an off-court official. The official walked across the court to hand it to Djokovic while a change of ends was taking place. In the second round clash with Enzo Cuauco, Djokovic tossed the bottle and read the note. What I want to know is, what was in that note? Now, fair play to de Minaur. He wasn't actually fazed by Novak's hamstring injury or the water bottle trick he used on the court. Instead, Alex was still on the Serbian side, and according to him, Djokovic is one of the best players in the world. The only thing that de Minaur could do in this scenario was not shy away from the occasion. That's the spirit. So there you have it. From the 2013 Australian Open champ Victoria Azarenka to the Serbinator Novak Djokovic's questionable plays. Those were tennis stars who were accused of cheating,